Shropshire Sarracenias, 24th of May 2020, and because of the sunshine and everything like that, I thought I'd leave it till the evening so we've got a bit of side lighting, show the colours up a little better. So it's been an unbelievably sunny spring, hardly a drop of rain since the middle of March, really to speak of, and as you can probably hear in the background, there's the sound of flowing water as I drain down some of the water tanks just to top up. I've still got about 25 days left, and if it comes to it, I've still got the reverse osmosis system. Anyway, so Praetorian Guard looking absolutely great at the moment. You see what magnificent pictures they are. Now switching on to Wilkinson White Knight and Elizabeth Aden. It's named after my mother, in case you wondered who Elizabeth Aden was. But the plants have got this deep red throat and they always grow a little bit taller. I've potted them in the peat-free mix, but the pine bark seems a little bit dry, quite deep down. So what I might have to do is use something that's a bit more wettable in the future, but it's not being causing too much of a problem for the plants. But if it gets hot, it could cause some problems with heat affecting the crowns with bottom leaf burn. This is John David King. It's really coloured up nicely. And moving on to his brother from the same seed pod is Timothy King, with a slightly different shaped throat patch. So we're going down here. This is H88. This is a Baker Bog Morii that off Phil Wilson years ago, but this is the best I've had it for years, and that throat patch will only get stronger in colour as the season progresses. And now really it's all about flavas and Moriis today, and some of the nice looking spring pictures. So on this side we've got F5, F14A, F21 and F22 with a really nice throat patch. You can zoom in on it a little bit, and then the classic burgundy. These are all going in number order anyway, so they're pretty easy to spot. The big clump at the back there is F32, looking magnificent as always. And this is one of Handel's offerings he had 20 something years ago. This is peach brandy. This is a Capria type Rugelii clone, and that's the best it's been since I've owned the plant. This is one of these plants which was sold to me from a grower. That's purple tube, and this time also because of the extreme sunshine, it's getting the, you can't see it because it's in the shade, but it's getting this purpley vein. So hopefully by July we should have something there that really stands out. So walk on slowly down the collection. F76, and behind here is F77's a tall red tube. This is an F90. Got a bigger one coming up on the going on the low bench, and behind there is F91 with the maxima. This is F108. This is sold to me as Cardinal Red from Stuart McPherson. It has a sort of brighter red, I suppose. And I was discussing this particular clone. This is a Capria from a Self Maxima plant I picked up from Patience Barnes in 1987, and this is doing the rounds at the moment. But again, this is looking very good this time. So moving down here, some of the plants have fared well in all the strong sunshine. Just one plant didn't quite do so well. That's F153, but the big one on there is doing absolutely fine. When I come down to it, you'll see it. It's just a question of settling in. It's with ones, again, it's just the peat-free mix I'm using is a little bit dry, and sometimes the plant's roots aren't enough there when they've got these hot days. So here's my F153 on the low bench, which is doing very well. It's got easily 3 foot tall. Okay, coming back to the plants, we're in a bit more on the sunlight now, as we're out of the shade of the cherry tree behind the greenhouses there. Plants looking very happy this time of year. It's a really good time to make a video when they're so colourful. I just love it in the low evening light. This one here is F242, Derek travel bait seedling I selected from him. This is the Marshall clone. You just go along to see the strength of the veins in the throats already. And then there's some Atropurpureas. This is F280. The yellow's faded fast in the middle and it's going red. Behind there is looks like another Atropurpurea. It's actually a Japanese plant. And this is one of Merrick's crosses he did with Kimber Red Ruffles. We've got these huge lids. If I can get my hand on it, sorry about the shaky hands. But you can see how big it is. And then behind there is Killer and the infamous Whack-A-Mole, looking really good with his red tops. Then we're in the Leuco zone. These are obviously spring pitchers. This is one really tall fellow here, which I'm trying to read the label just to remind me what it is. It's actually Elvis, I think. No, it's not Elvis. It's the tall form from Tibby. Anyway, going on, there's various Hurricane Creek whites. Here's some small F clones. And then we've got some of the Albas from Japan, looking very white indeed. And here are the Ruby Joyce and the L131s getting going. On here, here's another one of those pure white ones. Moving on, it's my wife talking to my son, talking about putting in faint panels in, so you might hear some other voices. This is L78 from Santa Rosa County, so it produces very wide pitches. We're coming to the reds, so we're coming to the Perdido red tubes, which this is looking absolutely great. Let's look at that. L149A, L49A. The B clone is somewhere over there, just beginning to redden up. And then the rest of the Leucos as we come to the end of the bench is giant pink lip pitchers, just beginning to get going with the colour. And behind there is L13, the very tall form. Swinging round. Neglected, I had a little bit of a swap around, so this is actually the highest point of the greenhouse floor, if you like, so that means this is also the driest part of the bench. So they always seem to like it better. They didn't seem to appreciate being sat in deep water, so moved them to the end where the water tray freely drains each day. Just look at that. That's sand mountain form. Bumblebee just behind. Some of the taller forms before we hit Sarracenia larsa, which the spring pitchers are looking not too bad at all. I'm guessing about 2.5 feet tall. Lots of black tube just getting going. Some of the giant form Stone County. And then moving on, you can see some of the hook-lidded forms, more dark-throated forms, and then here's all the show plants. As there are no shows, they're going to be just left to grow this year. Brooks Hybrid. And there's the tallest one. They've all been repotted. Again, in the peak free mix. Still looking good. And then the individual show plants. This is L39A. This is a big flower leucophylla, but it produces huge autumn pitchers, which are very white, and the veins are much finer than what you see now. This is L137 with the classic dipping lid. H202 before it gets going. This is a very large burgundy pitcher of H62. Matthew Soper's fantastic juicer tip sober clone. This is actually his original piece, which isn't tissue cultured. Behind here you've got some Rubra warieis. This is a very large Bocaza plant, which I singled out and potted on into a 20 centimetre square pot, if you've got an idea for size. This is the F88 clone, also in a 20 centimetre square pot. followed by Atropapuria. There's the F153 again, and then my largest Leo Wilkerson Morii. Behind you can see the Sarracenia minor in full bloom. This is a very nice Morii I've had since 1987. This is H24. This is F149. This is the one that goes very dark indeed. Followed by F55. It usually has a very heavily veined throat, if you can make that out. There's a cross I made years ago with a very nice throat patch. You can see the size of it. A red tube Morii I created. This is F100 and F140A together. And this is my largest F90. This is probably one of those Capria plants that actually, given the right light conditions, will make it to Atropapuria status. It did one year, and I'm hoping with all the sunshine we've had, we'll also do it. And now, one of my favourite self-owned crosses. This is, I'm calling Lurch, after the Butler Frankenstein guy in the Addams Family. If I put my hand next to it, it's really massive openings. I mean, it's probably useless as a fly killer, but it's just got these magnificent proportions. You know, really looks a bit disjointed if it's just been thrown together, sort of a kind of look, but I love it. Then we have some more burgundy, and also another red tube, and now the magnificent Adrian Slack. I stuck them all together on the floor, so I love looking at the lids. And here they get a lot of light, so you can see exactly how good they look. And you can see here I've got the Sarracenias. To give you an idea, the largest Adrian Slacks are in 20 by 20 square pots. And they're full size at the moment. Moving on, there's Claret. This is F45 again. It's produced a very large lid for me this time, as it has done in the past. And then we're looking at the openings of a Morii F2 from Connor-Coof, that's how you pronounce it, National Forest. It's one of my own red Morii. This is Eddie Bates' very lovely cross he's made. And then we have some more crosses I've made. I've never put names to them, but they're just seeing what their true potential is. I think you'll see from the video, this one in particular is just really lovely. Big, thick peristome, and a lovely translucent pink on the top there. Sorry if it went out of focus. Moving on. This is one I might name. It's just beginning with red nut. It just looks like strawberries and cream, and that's probably what I'll call it, as opposed to the another clone that's been known as peaches and colonial cream. Having said that, just look at these red Morii. These are all from the similar crosses I've made in the past, but you know, sometimes they just do that thing for you, and the red just creeps down. Move on to some of the big Morii at the front. Just clean that up. That is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I don't think you can better that. And then moving on, the Papiria is all doing fine. My PV34 is producing some large leaves. That's in a 15 centimetre square pot. Luteola. And here's the M18, which is getting going. Moving on. This is the seedling bench. This is my creations, if you like, on this side. This needs a name. It's got this wonderful fiery lid. Sorry, it's catching in the sun, but I hope you can see it. Beautiful. An interesting Leo Wilkerson by Adrian Slack cross. There's a lot of these are, but some of them, like this one, this is H182 Helen Mary crossed with Leo Wilkerson. Behind, This is a little, if I move the other picture out of the way so you can really see what I'm trying to show you. This is what I want to call Angel of Death. This is Leo Wilkerson times with Adrian's Slack. Another red one. And now another plant. Making a fuss of it lately. This is Adrian Slack cross with Leo Wilkerson again, but the pink just seems to travel a little bit further down the gene from distance. The veins seem to disappear. Just backing off a bit, this is also quite nice with the penciled veins. And then moving swiftly on. This is also very nice. Some new plants I've acquired, I've swapped over the last year. And then moving on to the hybrid collection. So just walk slowly through the collection. So this is God's Gift. This is Uncle Jim's Road, number 2. This Brute is H25. It's got a bit of a mouthful. Sarracenia willisii times minor giant cross with Papiria. It's, judging by the height of it, it's probably about 45-50 centimetres tall. There's some Judith Hindle, and then the lovely Victoria Morley. Michael Brook's Orange Clone. Red Sumatra, imported that in 2002, so it's getting going again. This is Mercury and Chris Crow. Skywatcher, Blackberry Sunday, Copper Vase, Melanor Hodder. Again, the lids are just really huge this year. Peaches, Sarracenia Frogman, Catesby from Lee's Botanical Garden, and a couple of anthocyanin-free Mitchellianas I made years ago. It's from Eric, Paramisol Otica, if that's how you pronounce it. Glider doing its thing. Alucard. Some of the Asuka plants looking good. And then Dojiman. Flava Regelia like hybrid called Frogman. Dusky Princess. This is the very white John Hummer's Excellence clone. This is the wonderful Asuka number 21. No, I mustn't forget Johnny Wilkerson in the sun. Now coming on to some of the red-throated white plants, Sylvia Louise. This is named after my sister-in-law, Ruth Ralph. Metallized. Coming on to some of the Adrian Slack times Leuco crosses. Some of them facing the wrong way, which is a bit of a shame. This is Vintner's Treasure. Frogman, this is, big one is Liliana. And Black Shear doing its thing as well. Sarracenia Max Rawlings. Some really wonderful plants here, but here I've got in this zone, none of these are on my grow list yet. But look at that. Really is a wonderful bright pink. As we go around to black shear again. This is Ian Salter's seedling, which looks identical to Leo Wilkerson, but it's I can't tell the difference, except it's probably not as vigorous, but it looks exactly the same. There's a small piece of Atlas 5 and the other crossings of the A, B, C, D, E, F clones. Really nice veined plant there. This one will go sort of like a really tinged pink. Saw it a few years ago, and it should colour up like that very soon. This is Oliver Bray's Alicia. You've got this gaping monster here with one of Merrick's crosses with Purpurea venosa, Burkii, and then going around here. And then just zooming back over the whole greenhouse, you can see how colourful it really is this time of year. So I'm going to walk back very slowly so we just get the light behind it as the sun goes behind the hill. But you've got to love these plants. And you always ask the same question, have you got too many? Or I think it's just right at the moment, but to be honest, I am stuck for space because the whole greenhouse is full of plants, apart from there may be enough room for another couple of hundred to squeeze in, so there'll be a question of refinement over the years to come. But I have another greenhouse for seedlings and projects as well, so we've got cold frames for the plants, so I'll be able to select. So there's no open days now until probably October if the lockdown rules absolutely allow it. So, but I should be open for visits on an individual basis, providing social distancing rules are adhered to. So if you want to get in contact me and make an appointment, and providing that's okay, then I'll be happy to receive visitors. But thank you for watching, and hopefully see some of you.